What's up YouTube, it's Elliot here from Neanderthal Fitness, www.neanderthalfit.com, personal trainer, fitness instructor, and YouTube. Too much light on my face, dude, so I'm just going to adjust the camera slightly. So I'm knocking out this video really quickly. Apologies that this isn't like the fantastic video that you may have been waiting for. I filmed a video the other day, I went back outside, I was sat down, it didn't even seem that windy to me, and I've played it back to upload it today, and it just sounds like freaking shit, man. Let me adjust this. I wanted to be more in the light, so that I didn't get this like blur going on, but whatever, it is what it is. It's better to have the blur than have a weird white face, right? So check it. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick remake of the video I filmed outdoors. I was talking about planes of movement. So, what do I mean by a plane of movement? What do you mean, Elliot, you may ask? And I shall tell you. In terms of planes of movement, we have a couple that we're interested in. The frontal plane, the transverse plane, and the sagittal plane. And I'm probably going to get these mixed up, but the gist remains the same. The sagittal plane involves anything, I'm sure this is right, involves anything that goes to the side, okay? So, as an example, if I'm doing a lateral raise, I'm moving right out to the side. That would be a sagittal movement. Also, although quite different, would be a sagittal movement would be like a shoulder press, okay, because it's moving in line with my body. Frontal plane is the other one that we largely use in exercise, so a thing like a bicep curl, alright, where the arm's coming up in front of my body. Anything where I'm kicking my leg forward, a lunge, anything where you move kind of forward and back in reference to your body counts as the frontal plane. Now those are the two I normally get mixed up, so apologies if they're the wrong way round, but the gist is the same. In most exercise plans, these are the only two planes of movement that are experimented with, so there's never kind of sorry, I'm trying to stop the camera wobbling too much when I gesture. Hopefully YouTube will let me fix this wobbliness. So yeah, these are the only planes that are normally kind of involved in regular exercise, right? So most personal trainers and most amateurs who just come up with their own exercise plans will just be doing, like, you know, lunges, bicep curls, pull-ups, bent over row, you know, any of the basic mixture of exercises which only involve frontal and sagittal plane movement. What we need to involve is a transverse plane. And what do I mean by the transverse plane? I mean anything that's twisting around the axis of your body, okay? So, you know, twisting the spine, this kind of thing. So this is what it means to move through the transverse plane, is not up and, like, away from your body, not forward and back to your body, but round and round your body, essentially. Now, why do I think this is so important, that this is neglected and we need to start including it in our routines? Well, you might be really strong at a squat, you might be really strong at a bicep curl or anything else, but when in real life are things that easy? What I mean by that is when it comes to real life, outside of the gym, you need this application of force, right? So whether it's to move a washing machine up a flight of stairs, whether it is to help carry the shopping home, whether it is to go for a run with your kid or whatever, you know, you are not involved, you're not kind of doing these movements in a perfect environment like a gym is. When you're outside of this perfect environment, things don't always work perfectly in these planes, okay? So when you get ready for a squat, you make sure your feet are in the right position, your knees don't bow in, all of that stuff to avoid injury, right? Key thing there is it's to avoid injury. When you go and you apply this force, you lift something in everyday life, if it's in an imperfect situation, then your feet aren't going to be positioned in this perfect place, because you might have to stand on some narrow steps or whatever, okay? And if you're unprepared for ever moving out of this standard alignment where everything's forward and back, up and down, then you are going to get injured. You know, you're much more likely to hurt yourself. in everyday life we twist and we move in all these kind of organic ways, and you ain't worth shit if you can't move in those organic ways with your strength. So if you can't apply your strength in real life, if you can't help some dude push his car when it's broken down without fucking pulling a hamstring, what is the point of going to the gym? You know, you spend all of this time training to never be able to apply it. You know, we want to be strong, we want to be athletic so we can perform well in everyday real life tasks. And so, you know, what I'm saying is you need to include these transverse things. So you need to do things like Russian twists. You need to do things like commando pull-ups where you're going up on one side and the other side. You need to do things like some yoga poses where you like twist through your spine. You need to practice lunges, and you know, I'm putting a disclaimer on this. Be smart about this, don't injure yourself, but you need to practice lunges with your feet in slightly the wrong position. You need to practice squats with your knees in slightly the wrong position, with lighter loads that you can easily control, where you're not going to strain yourself. You're not going to let your knees go in on like a max weight squat, because then you are going to get injured. Okay, it's just advice, and I advise you to take extra care, because I don't want any of you guys to get injured, and if you do, don't sue me, because I've told you not to be stupid with this shit. Okay, but you need to learn to exercise in an imperfect environment. Okay, so that when you're in an imperfect environment, you can perform perfectly. Now, that's all I gotta say on that matter. Okay, go bring some of this real life shit into your workouts and see your athleticism and your ability to bring what you learn in the gym into real life soar, and you will be a better, fitter person for it. So peace, guys. Sorry it's indoors, but until the weather improves and the wind dies down, you're not going to be able to hear me anyway. So coming back to these videos, next videos I'll try and film in better light so you don't get this Gaussian blur shit going on. But yeah, peace, guys. Comment down below if you want to comment, subscribe, like the video, and I'll see all you guys in the next video. Peace out, friends.